Hello folks, Everchanger here, and welcome back to more The Legend of Zelda, the Minish Cap. Last time, we made our way through the Deepwood Shrine, defeated the dungeon boss, and we obtained the Earth Element. And in this episode, we are going to be returning to the Minish Village and hopefully getting some more headway on how we can use this element to reforge the Sacred Blade. So what we want to do first off is we want to head over to the Elder's house, because it's very likely that he has something important to tell us. So let's go see him right off the bat here. So, you have found the Earth Element. You are blessed with much courage and strength for one so young. If your conviction holds strong, head to Mount Crenel. There, you will find a man named Melari. Among all the Minish, there is no one more able to repair your sword. If you ask him, I am certain he will reforge your broken Picori blade. I shall send word to him in advance. Travel safely. You are brave, but there are many evils now in the world. Leave through this door here. It will take you out of the forest quickly. Great Elder, we are in your debt. We shall head for Mount Crenel at once. Now, one thing I don't get is how on earth could the Minish get word all the way to Mount Crenel, which is on the complete opposite end of Hyrule, by the way, before we, who have the power to travel as a human, can get there. I don't know what's up with that. One thing I do want to point out that I actually only just now noticed as we walk into this room, played this game so many times and I never noticed this, the elements are actually engraved on this wall back here. You can see the Earth element over here, and now we have the three other elements as well, which is very interesting. So we head through this way, through this little side room in this house, and we can come out of the woods this way, but we don't want to head over to that portal quite yet. Instead, we want to head into this house. Green clothes and a mystical hat? Sir, would you by chance be Link, the one who found the Earth element? Man, news travels fast. Surely you are. I have heard so many tales about you. I am Bellari, researcher of antiquities. I am also, well, a bit of an inventor. You know, you won't be able to get back to town due to all the debris. Here, I have something that might come in handy. You got a bomb bag, and it has 10 bombs in it. Now you can blow up lots of stuff. Yes, now we have bombs. You don't actually get that in a dungeon, you get it right off the bat here from Bellari, which is very cool. So come over to the stump and press R, and now we are once again normal sized. Been a while since we've been this size, very, very nice. I want to point out this up here, you want to interact with it. Holder of the Sacred Powers, we grant you the power of wind. Whoa, it blew up? Hey, kid, look at where that stone marker used to be. There's some strange symbol on the ground. Yes, of course. Why, this must be... Well, I haven't the foggiest, to be honest. Yes, those are actually going to be important for later. I'm not going to tell you what these are, but I'm sure some seasoned Zelda players probably have an idea as to what that is. There are a lot of different areas we can go to up here. Up here you'll notice that there are a bunch of these little Minish caves right here, none of which we can actually access at the moment. And down here we have these boulders. You wouldn't be able to get past these without the bombs from Bellari. What you want to do is press the button to set it down, and after a few moments, kaboom, it will explode. As you can see, you can actually obtain mysterious shells normally through slashing grass and blasting rocks. Just like with Hearts and Rupees, very, very cool. Alrighty, now that we can head out here, we have the Eastern Hills, and we've got some fancy monsters that will come out of the grass, so you gotta watch out for those. There are many different ways to actually get to Hyrule Town from here. A bunch of different ways you can go. I want to come down here and blow this up, just so we have it blasted. There is a Minish in that little mushroom house right over here, but I don't actually want to talk to him yet because there is actually not that much we can do with him at the moment. Also want to blast open this cave right here. If you see a wall that looks like that, you can bomb it open, very good. And inside, 20 more mysterious shells. Man, they're just laying these things on us. Might as well point out that these shells are actually located right here on your menu. We have 71 already. Wowee. The limit is 999 right off the bat. Unlike with your wallet, the wallet's limit is actually 99 starting out, so gotta watch out for that. Right here you've got these enemies. I believe they're called T-hats. What you want to do to deal with them is you want to suck them up and shoot them out. Instant kill. Very, very nice. Over here you can see another one. Your sword does not work on them, so basically the Gust Jar is required to deal with them. But once you have your Gust Jar, they're no trouble at all. Alrighty, right up here is the other entrance to the Minish Woods. Might as well blast this open right here, just so we have it cleared out. Very nice. And of course we got some more of these stack-a-moles. This is a very easy place to grind rupees and stuff like that, because every time you reload the map, they're going to come back. And of course we've got this gate right here, which I don't believe you can ever open, so don't know why it's there. Head right on over here, and we are in South Hyrule Field. You want to take a detour right on down here, and here we have Holder of the Sacred Powers. We grant you the power of wind. Hey, that stone marker crumbled, and there's another one of those symbols. You know, no matter how many times I see that happen, it still rattles me. Very mysterious. This is the field that Link actually hails from. You can see his house right down there, but for now we actually want to head north into Hyrule Town. Haven't been here in a while, so let's head right on in. Come one, come all, see how many Kinstone Pieces you can collect. You never know what fusing Kinstones will do, but it's sure to be good. Come on up and get your free Kinstone bag for holding your Kinstone Pieces. Don't miss out on this incredible, once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Yes, you're here for your free Kinstone bag, aren't you? That's right. Maybe you didn't hear me, but they're free for all kids right now. You got a Kinstone bag. You can now carry Kinstone Pieces with you. Press Start to view its contents from your quest status screen. Fitting two Kinstone Pieces together is called Kinstone Fusion. If you get two pieces to fit perfectly, great happiness will come your way. I'll put a Kinstone piece in your Kinstone bag so you can give it a try. Anyone who's ready and willing to fuse Kinstones will look like I do right now. When you see that look in their eyes, that's when you press L. Use the D-pad to choose a Kinstone piece and press A to try fusing it. Did you catch all of that? Absolutely. Then stand in front of me and press L so we can fuse Kinstones. Oh no, we're trapped. Yep, you just gotta fuse Kinstones with this guy by pressing L. Yes, that's it, press L. Then you can see the Kinstone screen. And here you can see we've got the hurdy-gurdy man, and we also have a blue Kinstone piece. What you want to do is press A, and the two Kinstone pieces fit perfectly. Maybe something good will happen. And here you can see in South Hyrule Field, now that we have fused that Kinstone piece, we have an interesting little door that has opened up in that tree. So Kinstone fusions are basically the other main collectible of the Legend of Zelda the Minish Cap, the first one being Pieces of Heart, of course. I'm going to be having information scrolls on screen to deal with all 100 fusions in the game. Some of them can be shared between different people, and some of them might jump around based on what part of the game you're actually in, which can get very confusing very fast, so I'm going to try and just keep it as simple as possible. You'll note the little golden triangle on the scroll right now. That basically indicates that the Kinstone fusion is required by the story. 10 of the fusions in the game, I believe, are required by the story, so people watch out for that symbol, because that means you need to do this fusion. But anyway, a perfect fit. That means we're both due for a little happiness. See ya. Something else you might notice on that little Kinstone scroll is not only do I note which Kinstone you will need for the fusion, but I also note if there are any quest items that the Kinstone fusion will directly lead to, and in this case, that is actually the case. Want to head down here and slash through these bushes, and here's that tree that Kinstone fusion opened up. You enter in, and we have a piece of heart. There is a new addition on the piece of heart scroll. If a Kinstone fusion is required to access a piece of heart, the Kinstone will be noted on the scroll. Collect 4 to make a new heart container for even more life energy. I'm hoping I got all of that straight and well explained in regards to the little information scrolls right there, because it can get a little bit confusing. But I'm going to try and keep this as concise as possible. We are not going to be doing any more Kinstone fusions until after we finish the next temple, of course, because we actually have no Kinstone pieces now. So I think we want to collect up a little bit of a stash before we proceed onwards. This area right here is the store. In here, we have this item. This item is very, very important. Can we actually afford this? Only 80 rupees for a wallet. It can hold a king's ransom in rupees. Will you buy it? Okay, we actually cannot afford it. 20 more rupees. Ah, my friend, you are far too clever by half, but you won't be haggling with me. Basically, prices are fixed. You can press B to send the item back to the shelf. Unlike in Link's Awakening, you cannot rob this store. Just going to point that out right off the bat, because I'm sure someone's going to ask if you can. But unfortunately, you cannot. This house right here has a piece of heart in it, and I'm going to say right now, that is going to be teasing you for the rest of our adventure, because as far as I'm planning, that is going to be the final piece of heart that we ever collect. So, just pointing that out right there. Not very much else you can actually do in the town at the moment, so I'm not really going to go out of my way to describe a lot of these areas until after we finish the next dungeon, because I really want to gather up a stash of Kinstone pieces, and once you beat the second and later third dungeons, you're going to have a lot more freedom to explore the area. But anyway, Mount Crenel is out this way, but it looks like we have a bit of a problem. The guard will not let us through. Just because you have a sword and shield doesn't mean you'll be safe. I can't let you go out there alone, not until you know some sword techniques. Sword techniques, huh? Where can we find some of those? Well, luckily, I've played this game quite a few times, and I know exactly where we can find a sword technique. That would be right down here in the corner of the town, at this place. This is the dojo of I am Swiftblade, the finest swordsman in all of Hyrule. If you train with me, I guarantee that you will increase your skill dramatically. So, would you like to train here? Please. We shall start with the most basic of all techniques. I shall teach you the spin attack. First, press and hold your sword button. Second, build up enough power. Third, release your destructive might. That's all, young swordsmen. Do you understand? Absolutely. Aha! Very good. You are a very quick student. But one must feel the technique, not just hear about it. That's why I will now possess your body so as to demonstrate the technique. I call this the Swiftblade Possession Technique of Training. Watch this. Possession! Now you must try it yourself. Press and hold your sword button. Build up enough power. Then, release your destructive might. That's all there is to it. So now that he has demonstrated the technique for us, I shall now demonstrate it to you. Press B and hold it, and now the sword will charge up, and once you release, around it goes. Yes, fine work. You're a quick study. I will now give you this Tiger Scroll. If you ever forget this technique, you can review it with this scroll. You may view it anytime from the quest status screen. You learned the secret spin attack fighting technique. This is the first sword technique you've learned from Master Swiftblade. There are going to be many more techniques in the game. I believe there are 8 total. If we come over here, we now have the Kinstone bag right here, which is currently empty, and the Tiger Scrolls. And here you can see where I got the template for our information scrolls for Kinstone fusions and heart pieces. Spin attack. Press and hold your sword button. Charge and release. As you can see, there's space for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 more techniques. So we're going to be coming across a lot of these over the course of our adventure, and let me just say, Swiftblade is not the only skilled swordsman in Hyrule. There are some techniques that other members of the community may know that Swiftblade actually does not. But anyway, now that we have gotten the spin attack, we can head up here to the guard and demonstrate our prowess. Oh ho! So you've learned the spin attack. It's still dangerous, but maybe you can handle it. Well, let's see how you do. Show me that spin attack. So we can come over here, press and hold B, charge, and release. Yeah, that's the one. But there are monsters out there, kid. You just make sure you're careful. And he will now let us pass. Very nice. So now that we have passed through Hyrule Town, we can now make progress in our quest towards Mount Cornell. And I'm going to point out right here, monsters will drop Kinstone Pieces. These mystic stones are said to bring happiness. Very, very, very important. You can get Kinstone Pieces the same way you get hearts and things like that. You can grab them from grass, from chests, from enemies, all sorts of things. Just drop them in the water right there. Very nice. Alrighty, I believe there's not very much else you can do around here. This right here will be important for later, but as you can see, you can't get through that quite yet. But right beyond the Trilby Highlands right here, Mount Cornell's base. Right up here, you can grab 20 rupees. That brings us up to 80, which means we can technically afford the bigger wallet, but I don't want to grab it yet because we're actually going to have to buy something else in the very near future. What we want to do here is bomb open this wall because there seems to be nowhere else we can go at this point. Head right on in. You remember these guys? Yes, this is a Deku Scrub. Remember them saying they live in caves? Well, they do. If you remember from last time, just bounce its seed back with your shield and talk to him. Okay, you got me. I'll make it up to you by telling you something good. A friend of mine in a cave just east of here in Trilby Highlands has an item. If you're planning on going up Mount Cornell, I think you might need it. It won't get you to the top, but it might just give you a start. Interesting information he has there. That cave that Deku Scrub was talking about is actually right around here. This is why I didn't come down here earlier. I also want to point out these glowing tiles on the ground. These are incredibly important for later. In fact, probably the second massive mechanic in the Minish Cap besides shrinking down, but we're not going to be dealing with that until after the next dungeon. Come right on over here, and we of course have a bombable wall. I'm going to point out something right here. Notice how the sound is different? If a wall makes that sound, even if it doesn't look it, it is bombable. Remember that for the future, because it will be important. Head right on in here, and we now have another Deku Scrub. Let's switch on back to our shield, and boing. Okay, you got me. Let me make it up to you. You can have this most deluxe of all bottles for only 20 rupees. So what do you say, huh? Sure, let's buy it. You got an empty bottle. Use it to store all sorts of things. Thanks a lot. Alrighty, now that we have bought the empty bottle, we can use it to store, as it said, all sorts of things. One such thing we can store within this bottle is, if we head right on up here to the river shoreline, swipe and you put water in your bottle. Sprinkle it on different things. Now that we have water, we'll be able to use it for many other applications. So if we head back over to Mount Cornell, now that we have done that, see this seedling right here? You pull out your bottle of water and pour it on. It will grow this little beanstalk that you can climb up. Although it's not really a beanstalk, we'll be seeing some much more massive beanstalks later. But now that we are here and we have made the first step towards ascending Mount Cornell, I think we are going to end things off here. So, this past episode, we traveled back to Hyrule Town and we obtained the first sword technique, the spin attack. We discovered the massively, completely optional, mind you, mechanic of Kinstone fusions, and we made our way up here to the second little ledge on Mount Cornell. But let me tell you, there is much more mountain to be had. And next time, we are going to be continuing our climb. I'll see you guys next time.